The one question I've always had about Tarantula Hill, how did you come up with the name Liquid Candy for that beer? Because that's your signature beer.
It is.
That's your Justin Turner beer.
It is our Justin Turner. In the beginning, we had a beer that was called Thousand Oaks IPA, and then we never thought we would do distribution, basically. But then we started doing distribution. We're like, oh, we should probably name that Tarantula Hill IPA, which we thought that would have been our flagship beer. And then Liquid Candy was like, because it was a hazy, and hazies are usually not as popular as West Coast IPAs, whatever. So. And honestly, I don't remember who came up with the name Liquid Candy. I think it was maybe Dante.
It's an awesome name, though.
It is such a good name.
It's sexy, right? But Liquid Candy, whoo.
It is.
That's good marketing right there, John.
This is true.
Welcome to the MNO Show with David Vassegh of AM 570.
All right.
Wow.
Thanks for
That's
being
a
here.
good intro.
That was pretty solid.
Great to be here, guys.
Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah. No, trust me, you did not have to twist my arm to be at this great place with these great drinks.
Talk about twisting your arm. We got in the back of, there's a bunch of brewers here, but we just don't have a slide.
Yeah, I thought I was going to slide down from the top step here. Man, you saw that, huh?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, we watched it.
I didn't think it got that much traction.
Right? Are you tired of people asking about it?
I mean, I was at Justin Turner's golf tournament earlier today, and even guys that are no longer on the Dodgers that used to be, they were even asking me, like Corey Seager, a great shortstop, right? Concerned about my well-being. Like we had
awesome.
FaceTime a couple of times, but he hasn't seen me in person since. So it was great that, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I just live life and just keep moving. Like, I don't know how people feel about me, and I can't concern myself about that. But it was really special to get so much concern and support from guys that are focused on playing. And baseball is such a focused sport, right?
Yeah.
You can't worry about everything else. You got to be laser focused. So that's why I never wanted to take away from that. But these guys seem to really care, and that really, I don't know, it made me feel good.
That's amazing.
That's cool. That's
Because,
really
like,
cool.
I don't know, I could leave the house, and my wife and kids don't care what I do. In fact, I'm not even sure if they know what I do. I'm not even sure my mom knows what I do. But then this thing kind of hits home, So it was awesome. Great to see the guys today. Great. I mean, that day in Milwaukee, it was great. That guys like Justin Turner and Cody Bellinger and Max Muncy, they took care of me.
Yeah.
They literally took care of me.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's really
and
cool.
the trainers they're the ones that got me to the Milwaukee urgent care emergency room.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have to give a shout out to the cameraman for Sportsnet LA. This guy's there to be the cameraman for Sportsnet LA, the Dodgers network, right?
Right.
He took the time after we did our pregame interview. He got me in his TV truck, and he drove me to the ER.
Wow.
Went back to Miller Park in Milwaukee, did what he had to do, get some B-roll, and then from there came back to the emergency room, picked me up, and that's when I showed up on camera in the 5th inning. So Mick is awesome.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was he the one that actually filmed you?
He
was?
Yeah, maybe he felt guilty because he was the one that told me to
Was
go
he the
down.
one that asked you to go down there?
Yeah, a second time
Yeah.
because I went down the first time and he was at the top of the slide with me, right?
Yeah.
So then he's like, "Hey, can
I
we get
didn't
a
get you
shot of
coming on the
you?
bottom?
Yeah, can we get a
Oh
shot
my
of you
God.
coming down at the bottom?" And that's where
And that's when you took the pad off the wall? No, just kidding.
the pad was there, but it was like as much give as
Right.
this table.
So why did you hit the wall like that? Is that how was it designed? Like it looks like it was a very bad design.
Bad design.
Like you're the first person that crashed into that wall?
Well, I found out after I broke my wrist and 6 ribs, that the Tampa Bay Rays sideline reporter, Tricia Whitaker, had the same idea and went down the slide a week or 2 earlier, and she had a mild concussion and her earring was ripped out of her ear.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so if they would have told me that, I might not have signed the waiver.
Right.
Let alone go down. But
ribs are the worst, too.
Yes.
Oh, the worst. My elbow was pinned up against my right side, and when I hit that wall, that's kind of what fractured the 6 ribs, and I couldn't breathe, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew
Yeah.
that something bad had happened, and then I said, oh, crap, I really messed up.
We
I actually
bo-
said,
we-
holy crap, going down the slide. Then I said, oh, crap, I messed up.
We both do jiu-jitsu. He's just recovering from a rib injury, and I have also had 2 times have had ribs injured from jiu-jitsu. And I've also had, I just had my knee ripped out, had my ACL ripped out, and the ribs are worse.
But that sounds a lot cooler than going down a mascot slide.
I
I feel like that's not as what happened to me is not as masculine as what's happened to you guys.
Going down a slide straight into a wall is pretty punk rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got street cred from you guys?
Yeah, for sure. If the wall wasn't there, maybe not. But why would you go down a slide and launch into a wall? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it looked like you were playing hockey, bounced off that thing.
Yeah.
The second time I went down, for whatever reason, my skinny fat body gained a lot of momentum going down the slide.
More than the first time.
And I was a little bit more out of control.
Yeah.
People were telling me I was lucky I didn't go off the side of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Because you launch into the.
Yeah, into the wall.
What's Milwaukee's mascot?
Bernie the Brewer.
Bernie the Brewer. I can't visualize that guy.
He's got like a mustache. He's big blonde hair, big blonde mustache, and my son loves him.
Okay.
That's why he's like, I like the Brewers because Bernie the Brewer.
Yeah.
I said I went down this slide and got really hurt.
It's like, cool, Dad.
Yeah, that was actually
Let
one
me
of the
jump on your ribs.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what to say about the whole thing except I have to go back to Milwaukee when the Dodgers go back there May 8th.
Okay.
So I'll be there when that happens.
Yes.
Well, let's slide back to earlier in your
Oh,
life.
come on.
Where did you grow up?
Woodland Hills, California.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a Valley guy. Grade 1-8, born, bred, all that. And went to Notre Dame High School
All right.
in Sherman Oaks. Drove down Victory Boulevard to Woodman every day of my high school life.
All boys Catholic school, right?
It used to be. Now.
Used to be.
When I went there, it was co-ed.
It was?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't worry. It felt like all boys because no girls ever spoke to me. So it was like all boys. So
Gotcha.
yeah, did that, and then after that went to Cal State Northridge. So
Nice.
I was when I actually got my start in radio, there was a period of time that I was interning at a radio station, which was above a hot dog on a stick in a mall, Fallbrook Mall, and I was interning there. I was going to college, and I also was pulling shopping carts at a Costco in Canoga Park as well. So that's why I always bring my shopping cart back because a lot of people don't.
You know, I'm from the Midwest, and everybody brings their cart back. Until I came out here, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And as a kid, I grew up, one of my first jobs was pushing carts.
Yeah.
Or pulling if you put the rope on it.
I put the rope on.
Yeah, that's what I thought when you said pull it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. That was one of my jobs. So when I came out here, I still am really shocked when I see people just like putting them wherever they want.
Not kidding. 100-degree summers in the valley.
Yeah.
John, you feeling that?
brutal.
Blacktop, it's like on AstroTurf, it's like 120 degrees.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did
And
you
one,
go to
one of
school?
my
Oh,
first
go ahead.
jobs was hot dog on a stick, actually.
Really?
Yes.
At the Fallbrook Mall?
No, at the Oaks Mall.
Okay.
In Thousand Oaks, yeah.
I think it's still there.
Yeah, it is.
One of the few.
I think it's moved, but there's still one in the mall. But
Yeah.
Is that the place with the lemonade?
with the lemonade?
Yeah. Big
Yes.
hats,
The big hats. The
rainbow big hats.
I heard about it.
The boys had different outfits. I had a little bit different. I didn't have to wear that hat. Fortunately, I wore a visor, a white polo shirt, and white shorts was the men's uniform. But it was very, it was a different time back then. The way that things went down.
I would say so.
Yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah. Look at you now.
yeah.
Great champion of the people here at Tarantula Hill.
Yes. I'm still making lemonade. Funny enough, but I'm not actually the guy beating it. But
Spiked lemonade.
yeah, we will actually. We're getting our liquor license soon, so we'll do that soon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So were you going to school for like radio or what was
Yeah,
that?
broadcasting,
Okay,
yeah.
you were for broadcasting.
I thinking about the way things were, right? My whole life, when Dodgers were playing at Dodger Stadium, the games weren't televised when they played at home, so you just have to listen on the radio. So I'd be playing my Nintendo or Sega Genesis, volume down, Vince Scully in my ear while I'm playing. And then, you know, if the game's going well, I'm listening in my ear while I'm going to sleep. And my brother and I, because my mom raised us, we were in a small condo, 2-bedroom condo. She had her own room, and me and my brother had to share our own, so we had bunk beds. And he's 7 years older than me, high school, all that. So I just listened to the the game in my head, and he'd be watching Arsenio Hall, like while I was listening to Vince Scully. And you know, if Magic Johnson's on Arsenio Hall, I'm watching that. But that was it. And then Prime Ticket showed Laker home games. So, and then after the games, after I'd listened to Dodger games, there would be periods of time where I'd want to call in to the show that I now host, Dodger Talk, with Ross Porter.
Okay.
I'd call in to Ross Porter, and I'd try to record myself calling in, which I still have the tapes to.
Do you really?
I have not unveiled those yet. Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Let's drink some beer.
We've taken it to a new level. This is great. But yeah, that's
Thank you, Kelly.
it's kind of thank you, Kelly.
Leave me just one, so I know what's up.
Yeah. Is that our tab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you bring your card?
So what do we got here? We got like these great beers from Tarantula Hill.
Yeah. So turn yours this way. So you
Okay.
see THBC.
All right.
Yeah, so you can see
So the first two.
Do I need to cleanse my palate with this one right here, the
Yes.
blonde?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you take a look at it, you can see the THBC. So we're going to take the T and H out.
All right. I'll take the
First top
T and
two.
H8.
Yep.
And go ahead and take a sip of those. And
Yep.
your goal here is just to try to figure out which one you think is the Tarantula Hill beer, which one is the guest tap.
Oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
Really?
So easy. Your beers taste really good. I know the difference.
Which one's the Tarantula Hill?
T. I mean H. H.
This
All right.
this one here is Bergen.
The T is
Should have known
version.
it. This was a little bit next level. I knew it.
And then
This
this
is
one
next level.
is straight West Coast.
Straight
Yeah.
West Coast and Tarantula Hill beer. Okay.
Let's get you to point to your top left corner. We got to give we're keeping the scoreboard.
Boom.
So point in your left corner. Yep. And look sad because
A little bit too far. A little bit too far.
Oh,
a little closer to you.
Embarrassed. I should. In my defense, though,
Yeah.
I'm not like. I know it seems like I drink a lot, but I really don't. And
No. Yeah.
this is next level.
It's definitely a shot in the dark, and unless you like super north. And then also, I must say that the brewer from Bergen is from the same stock
Okay.
as our brewers.
So I wasn't too far
They
off.
were both trained at the same place, and they're on the same level for sure.
Okay.
These guys are like, they're definitely
Yeah. That's a
The-
good beer.
yeah,
So I didn't offend you.
not in the least bit.
Okay, good.
There isn't a beer here that we wouldn't put side by side with one of ours. Everything that we put on here is
So Natty Light's not going to be in this.
probably wouldn't be in here.
Okay.
Yeah. if this one was Natty Light and you said that, yeah, we would be pretty bummed.
At some point, I will offend one of you.
Perfect.
Well,
Yeah. So, but yeah, Bergen, they're amazing. They're in San Diego, so they're huge Padres fans.
Ooh.
do you taste it?
Can you taste the Padres in that?
Yeah. Tastes very bitter.
It's your dad's beer.
Oh. They were my daddy last October. I'll tell you that. The Dodgers daddy.
That's true. We were actually in Denver with them, watching the
Game 4.
the games. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was rough to be in a room full of San Diego folks when the Padres game on.
All right, let's move on to B and C.
Okay.
B.
I'm not going to make
and
any bold
C.
predictions here. Put these.
It's all right. You can do whatever you want. All right.
Okay, so these are both hazies. One being ours and one not.
I'm going because like in school, when I didn't know the answer, I just go with E, all of the above.
Right.
And I would say like I knew the answer before on my Scantron that it was C, so I wouldn't pick C again. I didn't think there would be back-to-back C's.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking T was the winner the last time.
Yes.
So I'm going C, diagonal.
You are correct.
Boom!
Got
And
See?
that logic worked.
That never worked for me on Scantron, so I was just like
Me either,
taking a
unfortunately.
shot at a dark, shot in the dark right there.
So yeah, this is liquid candy. All of the
Is
above.
it? That's your liquid candy. I love
Yeah.
it. This is your signature beer, liquid
is.
candy.
Yeah. And this one is Made West's 7th anniversary. This is a double hazy, but that being said, it's only like 0.5% higher ABV than the liquid candy.
So we're getting like a Macallum 18, 20 maybe right
Yes,
here.
exactly.
Nice.
Yes.
That is really hazy.
Super hazy.
Yeah, they're both hazy, but yeah, this one is almost like solid.
Right.
What came?
It's
The one
also very
question I've
citrusy.
always had about Tarantula Hill: how did you come up with the name Liquid Candy for that beer? Because that's your signature beer.
It is.
That's your Justin Turner beer.
It is our Justin Turner. We thought for sure, like we have in the beginning we had a beer that was called Thousand Oaks IPA, and then we never thought we would do distribution, basically. But then we started doing distribution. We're like, oh, we should probably name that Tarantula Hill IPA, which we thought that would have been our flagship beer. And then Liquid Candy was like, because it was a hazy, and hazies are usually not as popular as West Coast IPAs, whatever. So, and honestly, I don't remember who came up with the name Liquid Candy. I think it was maybe Dante.
It's an awesome name, though.
It is such a good name.
It's sexy, right? But Liquid Candy, whew,
It is.
that's good marketing right there, John.
This is true.
So tell us a little bit more about your background. So once you started, what was the trajectory of how did you
Oh, yeah.
keep on like working your way into going from listening to Dodger Talk to actually being on it? Like what was the progression?
Yeah, honestly, the Dodgers came to AM 570 in 2012, and that's when I exclusively started traveling with the Dodgers everywhere they went. But before that, like I said, I started as an intern on Joe McDonald's show. He's a longtime LA sports talk radio legend. Rest in peace, Big Joe. But he became my mentor, right? I listened to his show in high school while everybody else was listening to Keith Sweat. I was listening to Joe McDonald and Doug Krikorian do their sports talk radio show on an old sports talk radio station, 710 KMPC.
Okay.
And after that, he moved to a very smaller station, 670, which was above Hot Dog on a Stick in the
Right.
Fallbrook Mall. And I was in junior college at Moore Park. I should have said that. I feel bad. I didn't go just straight
You
to...
jumped straight to
Yeah.
CSUN.
I did not jump straight to CSUN. I went 2 years at Moore Park College and then CSUN.
Yeah.
But at my time in Moore Park, I went up the steps above Hot Dog on a Stick, and I knocked on the door and said I wanted to intern on Joe's show, and I started as a screener, right?
That's
so
incredible. You just knocked on the door. Like
I know that would not happen today.
maybe
Yeah.
that's how you should do it today.
That's amazing, though.
I don't know. I mean, it's just so different. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's a inspirational story. Just go for it.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
I mean, the walk up those steps was pretty intimidating, but I did, and
Yeah. How
Not-
old were you?
I
You
was
were
a
at Moore
sophomore.
Parks, or like
yeah,
20-ish?
Yeah, 20-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20-ish. I had not turned 21 yet.
Yeah.
Did they just say, "Hey, come in and you talk to somebody," or did they say, "Come
tried.
back"?
They said, well, we'll put you on this other show. I said, no, I want to work on Joe's show.
Wow.
That's awesome.
He must have been pumped.
Yeah, and could you believe, like a month into my internship on Joe's show, he had Wilt Chamberlain come in studio.
Wow.
I freaking met Wilt Chamberlain.
Legend.
And you see him because there were windows from the top, right? So you see Wilt Chamberlain parking and coming out of his car and walking up the same steps I did for my internship. So it was incredible. Freaking Wilt Chamberlain. And
Wow.
that's why I chose to work on Joe McDonald's show, because he had those connections with players and those relationships. And he was able to somehow, I don't know how, to convince Wilt Chamberlain to come in studio in this tiny little radio station. And I still have the Laker hat that I was wearing that day, and he signed the inside bill of my cap, and I still have it.
Wow.
I don't know how much. I mean, it means a lot to me, but it was my go-to Laker cap. So it's kind of sweaty and it's got the brown stains on the top. So
I have a couple questions about Wilt. First of all, what kind of car was he driving?
He was driving. I don't remember. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie.
And was he wearing a mink coat? And did he have 2 girls with him?
He did not.
Okay.
He actually was wearing like his.
Wish he would have lied.
He was wearing like a tight, like a black shirt. Like today it would look like an Under Armour shirt, but it wasn't. It was like a dressy, tight black shirt.
Gotcha. With
kind of sweatpants on.
And was he still playing, or he was already retired at this point?
It was 1998, 99.
He was retired.
Yeah, retired.
Okay.
He,
What year did he retire? That would have been.
He retired in the 60s.
60s, yeah. You weren't even born.
Yeah, but no, I'm sorry, he didn't retire in the 60s. He won the championship with the Lakers in '72.
Okay.
So he retired somewhere probably around 75, 76.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds.
Yeah.
More like it.
But.
Yeah.
Just honestly, like, awesome basketball player, but honestly, that day couldn't have been nicer. He was a gentle giant.
Yeah.
Great guy. Just awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome guy. And we were there. It was like a very small staff. He was nice to everybody and didn't need an entourage. He was awesome.
Right.
Awesome guy.
Moments like that kind of keep propelling you to do what you wanted to do.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, this happens, if you're there the right day. And it kind of taught me to always just be around, like, be there. If you're just there, things are going to happen. But
yeah,
after that, Joe, that station folded. Joe went to a bigger station, AM 1150, which was used to be simulcasting Kiss FM and Rick Dees and all that on AM. Whatever you heard on Kiss FM would go on AM 1150. Then they decided to go all sports, switch over, and they got the Dodgers. And that's when they went all sports. Joe went there 8 months later, still pulling shopping carts at Costco. Got the call to be like an assistant producer, or actually intern there, then assistant producer. So that's when I finally started getting paid a year after he went there. And from there, Joe got fired, ironically.
Wow.
And I stayed, and he went to ESPN Radio Los Angeles, and he was the first guy they hired. I was the third employee they hired at ESPN Radio Los Angeles, and became his producer and reporter. So I was there covering Shaq, Kobe, Lakers, every practice, every home game. And then I went back to 570 in 2004 as a reporter, and then became Petros and Money's producer. And then when the Dodgers came, I became the Dodger reporter, traveling reporter. So it was like a long, winding road. Worked with a lot of different guys. Went to Indianapolis and shared a hotel room with radio legend Tony Bruno. That was incredible. It's like I was there in Indianapolis when the Lakers played the Pacers, covering it as a reporter and sharing a hotel room with Tony Bruno.
Wow.
Yeah, who started ESPN Radio nationally, syndication.
Oh, okay.
So here I am sharing the same hotel room with Tony Bruno, and he's doing our station in LA, and also he was earning extra money doing a sports talk morning show for Tampa Bay. So I'd wake up on the couch hearing Tony Bruno do a Tampa Bay sports talk radio show.
Crazy.
In his bedroom.
What era was that? You're talking about when was that
2000.
Reggie Miller Pacers?
Reggie Miller Pacers, Kobe Shaq first championship.
Yeah. Okay.
I was there. And I actually got Shaq to come in studio when I was producing and reporting for Joe McDonnell in like 2001, 2002. And there was a LA Times reporter outside of our radio station, and I couldn't believe it. Shaq, they asked him, like, why are you here? He said, like, because Joe and David are my guys, and that's why I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah. Shaq would, I don't even think to this day, while he was playing, ever went into a sports talk radio station. He may have gone on like a hip hop radio station, but not sports talk ever. It was awesome. He took care of me, and I had a great relationship with Kobe as well. Rick Fox and Derek Fisher were my guys. I love that team as much as I love the teams that I've covered with the Dodgers. And I actually saw Rick Fox for the first time in a long time on the escalator going down to the field at Dodger Stadium while I was going back up to the press box, and I was like, Foxy. He's like, hey. It's like, yeah. So those guys, good people.
That was a great team.
Great team.
Has baseball always been kind of your thing? Or you follow a lot of different sports?
No, baseball was always my thing. My favorite Dodger team ever, the 88 Dodgers.
Okay.
One of the most magical baseball teams ever. I look at myself as an underdog because I never had anybody open the door for me. I created it myself, and
you knocked on that door yourself.
I knocked on it, and I've heard a lot of no's in my life and in my career, and I've just always,
that was the 88 Dodgers to you?
88 Dodgers. I feel like I'm the 88 Dodgers every day. I feel like even to this day, I'm an underdog. I don't have anybody really advocating for me other than the people that are in that clubhouse, and obviously my boss at the radio station who believes in me. But outside of that, I don't have any lineage to anything that I have. So, but the 88 Dodgers, I know everybody looks at Kirk Gibson's home run, but it was so much more than that. They had a group of bench players called the Stuntmen, and they were just no-name guys. And guys like Mickey Hatcher, I can name them. Mickey Hatcher, Rick Dempsey, Danny Heap, Franklin Stubbs. Those guys were just nobodies that seemed to find a way to come up with big hits. Then they had a pitcher by the name of Tim Leary, a pitcher who had the season of his life, and when the Dodgers needed a pinch hitter and no more pinch hitters, he would get a big hit. And then Oral Hershiser, he doesn't get enough credit for having one of the single greatest seasons of any pitcher in baseball. I'm talking up there with Koufax, Drysdale, Fernando. This guy in 1988, think about this, pitched 6 complete game shutouts, had 58 consecutive scoreless innings. Plus, if you add 7 or 8 in the NLCS against the Mets, it was close to 70 consecutive scoreless innings.
Wow.
He was incredible. People just think about Kirk Gibson, and he was a big part of it. But there were guys like Oral Hershiser, Mike Scioscia, who hit a huge home run in the NLCS against the Mets, and Dwight Gooden, who was unhittable. I don't know if you guys remember Dwight Gooden.
I remember Dwight Gooden.
That dude, you could not hit him. And Mike Scioscia in New York at Shea Stadium hit a home run to get the Dodgers tie the game, send it into extra innings. Kirk Gibson hits a home run. Because of a rain delay, they have to come back and play Game 5 within less than 10, 12 hours. They win that game, send it back to L.A. If Mike Scioscia doesn't hit that home run, the Dodgers are done. They're down 3 games to 1 to the mighty Mets. They're done. Done. There is no Kirk Gibson home run. None of that happens.
Yeah.
None of it. And then Oral Hershiser comes out of the bullpen on his own. He walked down to the bullpen when the Dodgers were out of pitchers and just started warming up and called Tommy Lasorda from the bullpen and said, I'm ready. He's like, what are you doing there? I'm ready. Closes the game. I mean, honestly, those 3 guys, Mickey Hatcher, 4 guys, to me stand out more than, those guys were just, they don't get enough credit.
What would you say that contributes to, making a really great team? Watching sports as long as you have, digging into it, what do you think are the, main attributes of teams that are good?
Number 1, they had a leader, Kirk Gibson.
Yeah.
Number 2, they had a leader behind the plate as a catcher, Mike Scioscia. And quarterbacks in the NFL are the leaders, right? They control it.
How about coaching, though?
Tommy Lasorda would make you believe you're running through a wall. He may not have been the best tactician, but he had this knack to get the best out of the littlest of player. And he was perfect for that team. But Mike Scioscia was an incredible leader because as a catcher, you control the game. And in my mind's eye, you see Mike Scioscia stepping in front of home plate, calming everybody down or reminding them what their responsibilities were. It was just, and then you have a guy like Steve Sachs, who was a spark plug. It's just, That team was unreal.
Right.
Greatest team, in my mind, in LA Dodger history. That's my opinion. That was the greatest World Series team the Dodgers have had in LA, in my mind. I know Koufax was great. Those were great teams. But for me, 88. 88 was my team.
88.
That's amazing.
And by the way, 88 was the greatest sports summer in LA history. You had the Lakers beating the Pistons for going back-to-back in June, right? You had the greatest summer in October with the Dodgers. And in that same August of 88, the Kings traded for Wayne Gretzky and changed everything as well. So to me, and my wife hates me saying this, 88 was the best year of my life. It was the greatest year of my life.
That's funny.
All right, bring in the chef.
Whoa, here we go.
Calling the chef.
Calling the chef.
The chef. What's the chef's name?
This is Chef Ivan.
Chef Ivan. Not Ivan. Ivan.
Ivan, actually, yes.
Like Ivan Drago? All right. You will break us with this food.
Asada fries.
Oh, yeah.
Cheese sauce. Beer cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Asada, pickled srirachos. Radishes on French fries.
I don't think that looks good at all.
Avocado toast.
Ooh.
Yuzu. Sea salt. Burrata. Sweet peppers.
So this is for football morning Sunday right here. People come for that.
Yep.
Happy hour.
Yeah.
The avocado toast is happy hour. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. It definitely was it was definitely also on our Sunday morning. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We do like a breakfast pizza, avocado toast, breakfast burrito, stuff like that. But it's also on our happy hour menu. And actually now you can order it all day, every day. Yeah, it's on a regular menu now. And then these are our nachos. Homemade chips. Oh, so he did a chicken version. Beer cheese. Jalapenos. Beautiful, chef.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Thank you so
Yvonne.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Some silverware.
So
for
dig
ya.
in.
My friends get so upset at me. Everywhere we go, I just want nachos. It's
Yeah.
a good share plate, right?
Right.
When you're
It is,
at a
right?
bar.
Yes.
And they get mad at you?
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's get the nachos for Vassegh. It's like, what do you mean? This is great for everybody involved.
Yeah. Well, these are like kind of nachos, and these
Right.
are definitely nachos.
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
If you ever hang out with John and I, we're not going to get mad if you order
Sheesh.
nachos.
Yeah, we wouldn't get mad at you.
Oh.
Thank you. I would hang out with you guys. Now, does liquid candy go with any food plate here?
Liquid candy definitely would go well with both the nachos, for sure. Liquid candy has...
Is there such a thing as pairing with beers and food?
yes,
or-
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we do... we just did our first beer pairing dinner in December. Chef did like a... kind of like a winter prefix menu, and every course, it was like a 6-course meal, and every course was paired with a beer.
Wow,
It was amazing.
that is awesome.
Yeah, and then for dessert, he did. We had just done our first like barrel aged stout, so that was our dessert basically, our dessert beer, which was really good. Yeah.
What beer do they use for the cheese?
I think currently he's using the Pale.
Wow.
I'm not 100% about that, but that's what I think.
Knowing Chef, I'm sure he experiments with all of them, trying to
Yeah,
do different
for sure.
things.
I honestly think that's why, like, I come back here. It's not just for the beers, but the food is so good, right?
Mhm.
You can't
Really
come
is.
to a place to have great beers and the food can't. Doesn't the food have to match the beers, right? It has
Yes.
to match it.
We've won best restaurant in Thousand Oaks 2 years in a row.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And we're a brew pub. We left off on the 88 Dodgers, or the 88 in general.
Yeah. Best
80
year of my life outside of getting married and my kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great year.
What Did the Lakers win that year? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they beat the Pistons
The Pistons
in 7
in the
games.
finals?
Yeah, in the finals to win back-to-back championships.
Was that like the Pistons team? Was that Lambeer? Was that
Lambeer,
Yeah.
Isaiah, all of that.
Blonde? Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, Isaiah and Lambeer. Wow,
Joe
yeah,
Dumars,
those were, yeah,
Vinnie Johnson.
that was a savage team.
Savage.
Yeah.
Isaiah twisted his ankle before or during Game 6 and still scored 25 points in the third quarter. It's one of the greatest quarters played ever in NBA Finals history, but the Lakers still won it to force a Game 7. And if you could believe this, at the time, the Raiders were in L.A., and freaking Al Davis allowed Isaiah Thomas to use the Raiders training facility to get his ankle ready for Game 7. It's like we're still in the same city, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they
That's
beat
why
the
they're not
Pistons.
here anymore.
Yeah, it was the first team, by the way, first NBA team to win back-to-back championships since Bill Russell's Celtics. So
Right.
since then, the Bulls won, the Pistons won,
And the
the
Lakers
Lakers. But that was the first one to do it in nearly 20 years. It was a big deal.
So it was 87, 88. They won back-to-back.
Right, in '87, Magic had the baby skyhook in Boston Garden, Game 4, to win that game. And James Worthy had a great play against the Celtics, saved the ball.
Yep.
And Worthy actually won the NBA Finals MVP
that,
in
yeah.
'88. Magic won in '87,
Gotcha.
and they should have won 3 in a row in '89.
What was
The Lakers had swept through all the playoffs. Like, they swept every team they played, and they had a week before the NBA Finals started.
They cooled off.
Worse, Pat Riley was concerned about that, so he takes them up to UC Santa Barbara and puts them through literally another training
Boot camp.
Oh, no.
Literally a boot camp. So Byron Scott blows out his hamstring in Santa Barbara. He's not available for the finals against the Pistons. And then in the first game, Magic pulls up with a hamstring in one of his legs. Done for the finals. They get swept.
Oh, yeah.
3-peat over. They should have won 3 in a row. They would have beat the Pistons. So that still
Crazy.
stings me.
Yeah.
Not like I think about it often.
As a transplant to California, I feel like I can legitimately be a Lakers fan because I'm from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Is that true?
You're no threat.
Okay.
Timberwolves are no threat. Just like you're a Twins fan, no threat.
Well, they used to be.
They used to be,
Yeah.
but still no threat.
Not funded. They're not funded as well.
No. Oh, all right. Yeah, we don't just throw money around here. There's some talent discovery here. You guys brought back that scoundrel, Carlos Correa.
Hey, I live here, man.
Yeah, he's an LA guy now.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Or California guy.
they-
Easy.
Yeah, you're not a threat.
Twins had some moments,
They did. Like, everybody loved Kirby Puckett,
right?
Surfer Dan Gladden.
Had a homer hanky.
Yeah,
You know?
whatever that was.
You know?
Nobody's familiar with that.
Oh, yeah.
But back to the Showtime Lakers.
Showtime Lakers.
We had Coop
Yes.
and Byron Scott in here the other day.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was just amazing. We did a Coop beer. As you
I know.
Yeah,
I mean, did he wear his high socks when he came in here for?
he did.
Did he
100%.
really?
First thing he did, we rolled in. He was standing right there, and he pulled up his
That's
pants,
awesome.
and he was wearing high socks. Yeah,
Michael Cooper was.
yeah,
He could have started on any team in the NBA.
Yeah.
I've heard Magic Johnson say, but he loved his role. He loved being on the team, and he was a great sixth man. He used to lock up Jordan and Bird.
yep. His D
Without
was
Michael Cooper, there is no
unlegit- yeah.
Showtime.
Yeah, his D was legit.
Yeah. So skinny.
Yeah. And Byron Scott was also one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Yeah, I loved him.
He was like the kid brother on that team. I always
Yeah.
felt like they treated him like a kid brother.
Yeah.
He had some open shots he missed.
Yeah, he did. He missed a couple. I mean, but imagine being on a team with Kareem and Magic. Like,
Yeah.
there's very little room for error.
Honestly, when I was a kid and you pretend who you're going to be, everybody wanted to be Magic.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of people that would say, I'm going to be Cooper.
Yeah.
They never said Worthy, and they never said Kareem. A lot of other friends that I played with, it's like, okay, I'm going to pretend I'm Magic. And they would say, okay, I'm pretending I'm Michael Cooper.
Yeah.
I don't honestly, I don't remember
Because Coop
anybody.
was gangster.
Yeah, and the Sox.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Nobody ever said I'm going to be Kareem.
But that's crazy, though.
But now.
Because Kareem's the GOAT to me.
Right, but I feel like if you're
It's probably
older.
unattainable.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowing who you are.
Well, he was older, right? He was older at that time.
He was already older, yeah.
He was getting close to 40, so
yeah.
kids
But he was
did
still
not identify
smashing
with
it.
him.
Yeah, he was smashing it.
Guys like John's age obviously identify with Kareem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, but like my dad, his favorite player was Kareem.
Yeah.
I felt like the dads
Yeah.
loved Kareem, but the kids loved Magic and Cooper and Worthy.
Yeah.
Fair? I mean, right? 'Cause
Yeah, imagine Worthy, like, on any other, imagine him on any other team, like, how good he was.
Right.
You know, but still he was on the team with Magic and Kareem, like, I don't know, that's insane.
Did you know when the Lakers drafted Worthy, they had their choice of either Worthy or Dominique Wilkins?
Wow.
And Jerry West chose James Worthy because he would fit better with those Lakers.
That makes
Dominique.
sense. That makes sense, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, Dominique was a stud, obviously, but definitely didn't make sense on that team.
But that's the greatness of Jerry West, too,
It's like
right?
it's like putting Westbrook on the current Lakers.
Oh, yeah. Not great.
I'm sure they had a better choice than that.
Yeah. Well, not really.
No, I guess not, but
Depends on who LeBron wanted that day.
yeah, that's just silly.
But, yeah, 88 was just a great summer in LA sports history.
Yeah.
Still has not been topped, honestly.
Yeah, I wanted to know that. What's the next greatest moment you think from 88 until now that maybe you even had an experience with?
Man, I would say 2020 had the makings of that, but unfortunately the pandemic, it derailed a lot for all of us, not just sports. But sports gave us an outlet sitting at home. If you were sitting at home watching the Lakers in the bubble or the Dodgers in the bubble, I was actually in Texas for a month with those Dodgers. Not in the bubble, but in my own media bubble. I was in the press box for every one of those games in Texas. So I was there doing my show after every game there at Globe Life Field in Texas.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in their bubble, like hardcore bubble. I was able to hit the streets of Dallas, which was a lot more open than California. But going back to the point, the Dodgers in 2020, they were going to win the World Series 60 games or 162. I am very confident in saying that. I said it in spring training. It was a Dodger team that was built to beat not only the National League, but the American League, and they were going to do it. Mookie Betts and Corey Seager carried them to that championship with Julio Urias. The Lakers, I don't know. I felt like LeBron and Anthony Davis were running out of gas at the end of the year when COVID hit and they shut down the league. But nonetheless, that had the makings of coming close to 88 if the Lakers and Dodgers both would have had a parade. They both won.
Right.
But there was no parade.
Yeah.
And there was
a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you weren't there. I mean, I feel like that's the disconnect. They were both legitimate championships, but none of us were there. There were, especially in the NBA, no fans were there. At least there were some in Texas, but there was no parade. I mean, isn't that why you win the World Series? You want a parade, you want a championship, and they never got that.
Yeah.
I remember we were here, and the pandemic was kind of getting going, and then we were watching the Lakers, and then it came up, and they canceled the game, and they announced that the NBA canceled the season, and we're like all this stuff was happening, like, oh man, is this real? Is this, whatever? And then when the NBA canceled the season, we're like, oh damn, this is real. This is some real. That was like the Challenger blowing up on TV. You know what I mean? Like it was like it was that gnarly. Like it was like we're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was this thing. I don't know. It was intense. Like, think about how big of a machine the NBA is that they had to stop their season. Like,
people had more time than ever to watch sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, you were at home watching sports, right?
Yeah, if we would have known what we know now, right, they would have been like, let's just have them play with no crowd. We'll just televise it, whatever. Like, it would have been strange, obviously, but it would have been a great time to watch them keep going, all the sports, But yeah, well, it's wild.
Do you feel like doing this at Tarantula Hill, your life has gotten back to normal?
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's back to normal for sure. And it definitely, like, I think, obviously this is going to be kind of that, like, 2020 is going to be like a notch in history that, like, changed the course of life as we know it. You know what I mean? Like, and then for us here personally, like, yeah, it changed us. We're definitely on a totally different course than we were before.
Mm-hmm.
But so it's we still look back and go, oh wow, like this is still so different. It's different, but it's become normal.
You guys did a lot of good things during that time.
Yeah, we did a lot of
distribution, the beer, like.
Yeah.
I feel like now it's kind of the same thing, right? Because Super Bowl Sunday, you're letting people come here, pick up cans of beers, so it kind of opened up that kind of situation, right? Where you don't have to drink your beer here. You could pick it up for Super Bowl Sunday and take it home.
Yep. Yeah.
You still have Michael Cooper beers?
Is there still some left? I think there's still some left.
Limited edition, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. We may do it again.
There's not endless Coop beers.
No, there's definitely not. Yeah.
Do you have to, before you drink it, do you say Coop?
Coop. Yes. Ollie and me, one of our like coolest kind of things that we did when we were in high school was we used to go to the Laker games at the Forum.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I never made it.
Yeah, we used to like steal beer out of his uncle's garage and just put them in our pants and sneak in.
No way.
Yeah. And like sit up in the, we got like literally the last row in the Forum, the nosebleed of the nosebleeds, because we were like underage drinking, so we wanted to be away from people,
Right by the Laker band.
Yeah.
At the top.
Yep. Drink beer, smoking cigarettes in the Forum.
Living
that
the
would
life.
never happen right now.
Yeah, could you imagine? And then I found out later too that actually, like, especially during like Wilt's era, like in the locker room at halftime, like they were all smoking cigarettes. Did you know that?
Yeah,
like
some
the
guys
players.
would. Yeah,
like they were in the locker room. Like the coach would be telling
crazy.
some of the guys would be having a cigarette, and yeah, like wild, right? Anyways.
That happened in baseball, like in the dugout. There's a famous photo of like Dave Parker with the Pittsburgh Pirates just smoking a heater right there in the dugout, and he's playing.
Yeah, the highest level athletes on the planet smoking cigarettes.
They're smoking something different now in the NBA.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're vaping.
Yeah.
So what are you guys going to do? You guys are connecting to do something here.
Yeah.
What do you guys got coming up?
Well, John and Ali have been awesome. We're going to do Dodger Talk from Tarantula Hill on Friday, February 17th, 7 to 8 p.m. And I'm working on a very special guest, maybe somebody from the 88 Dodgers, John.
Oh, my God.
Showing up.
That would be amazing.
And Petros and Money, our afternoon drive show, are going to be here as well, 3 to 7 before Dodger Talk doing their show. They're going to have Don McClain, the all-time leading scorer in Pac-12 history, show up.
Wow.
Yeah, he lives out this way in the 805.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He'll be here. Mark Gubazaw, who does a great job, is going to show up. So we're going to have not only myself and Petros and Money, but we're going to bring in the heavy hitters for you, John.
That's amazing.
It's going to be a party here, February 17th at Tarantula Hill. You want to be here.
Yeah.
From 3 to 8 p.m. 5-hour party, John. You think you can handle that, John?
I can definitely handle a party.
All right.
This is the place to do it.
Yeah. So we'll do it. And the whole point of doing it from Tarantula Hill on that day, February 17th, is it's kind of like the kickoff to baseball season, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving for spring training 2 days later. So it's my send-off. It's kind of like
for you, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's a party for me going away
Right.
for spring training.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. And I don't want to give away the guest
Okay.
that is probably going to show up.
I have a guess of who it is, but I'm not going to say.
I'm sure you do. Don't give it away because
I'm not going to.
I want 100%
I'm
commitment.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite Dodgers that I can never let on that he is. So we'll just play it cool, right?
Okay, we'll play it cool.
February 17th,
I might not be
Tarantula
able to play
Hill,
it cool.
3 to 8 p.m. AM 570 LA Sports is taking over. Petros and Money, and then Dodger Talk 7 to 8. My going away party for spring training.
Amazing.
Yeah.
right.
Maybe I'll bring some Tarantula Hill Brewing cans to Arizona with me to, lonely nights out there in the desert.
Yeah. You can do that.
Got to keep it going.
We'll set you up with a party pack.
You gotta
for the
stay
road.
out.
A party pack. I like that.
You gotta
All
stay
right.
hydrated in the desert,
Yeah.
So I'm pumped up about that. And it's kind of a new frontier, right? Come out to the 805 and
Yeah.
a lot of
Have you guys ever done this out here?
once before, but honestly, Dodger Talk with me hosting it has never been anywhere.
Okay, cool.
This is going to be the first place
awesome.
I take the show outside of Dodger Stadium.
From like being out on the road or whatever.
Yeah, outside
Yeah.
of baseball stadium.
Gotcha.
In America, anywhere.
Oh, that's cool.
Because when I'm on the road, I'm doing the show from a broadcast booth in St. Louis, Cincinnati. I'm wherever the Dodgers are.
Yeah.
So this is why it's great, because this will be the send-off, official send-off,
That's amazing.
February 17th here at Tarantula Hill.
You're so good at what you do. You know
Yeah,
that?
can you leave us some notes?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
You guys are good at what you do. That's why it works.
Oh, we're just learning this part of the
no,
game.
this is.
You don't know
all
how
of
many
it.
times we kick each other into this table.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I love your passion for the, like you're just so passionate about what you do, and that's like, like for you it must just be like you don't even have a job really, like you're just having fun
No, I
and
know,
and
I
you get
am.
and you get paid.
I am. It's just like
That's like the key to success right there. It's so amazing.
I feel like you guys have that too here, doing the brewing and everything. And
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that seriously. Like the passion I have for the Dodgers and the Lakers, I feel like you guys have that passion for beer and the brewery and all that.
I was in the music industry prior to this. I was in the music industry for like 30 years. So like that was like,
Were you the drummer in Heart?
No, I was the singer of OPM.
Okay. Whoa.
But
So OPM.
Yes, heard of them. Legendary.
no, and it's funny, like when you're telling stories, like for some reason, like whatever, like all the stories you're telling, like it's for some reason my brain is going to like music things, like
Right.
like when you were talking about when West chose Worthy over Wilkins, you know what I mean? Like I'm thinking, like in my mind, I'm thinking when Jimmy Page picked Robert Plant and Bonham over like anyone. He could have Jeff Beck, or he could have anyone
Right.
in the Yardbirds. Like there was he had any choice, but he chose, Robert Plant and John Bonham, for whatever. I think it was mostly because he felt like he could control them. But
Biggest super group ever.
and then ultimately, like one of the greatest rock singers, and in my mind the goat of drumming of all time. Like, so it's like you have like an encyclopedia of sports knowledge, and so you have like a unique brain that because you love it and you're so passionate about it, you actually are retaining all this information, which definitely is like there's a million people out there who wish they could have your job.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But you have such a unique brain that you're the guy for the job.
I would say unique brain is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've quite heard it that way. Not as flattering. So thank you.
That's what it is.
So thank you.
Right? I mean, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly try to. I wish I could incorporate more music into Dodger Talk, but
Yeah.
I have limitations. But I don't know if you would look down on my music selections, my top 5.
Let's go.
Well, let's
All
hear
right.
'em.
You want to hear the top 5? It's
Yeah.
Springsteen
Okay.
and the E Street Band.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense for you. I mean, that's the he's the band of the people.
A lot of passion.
Yeah, and very
And
passionate.
I am a man of the people.
Yeah, you are. That's what I'm saying.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Love it.
Chris Isaak.
Okay. You threw me a curveball there.
Yeah, Chris Isaak right
Wasn't
there.
going to see that.
The Killers.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
U2.
Nice.
And the 2 best concerts I've ever been to were Springsteen. Any Springsteen concert was unbelievable. And
Yeah.
I did not see him in his prime. I saw him post 2000.
I think he's still in his prime.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I don't
that-
know about that. He might have lost his fastball.
I don't know. You think?
I hate to say it, but he did.
He did? Okay.
Yeah. And I went to the Joshua Tree tour,
Epic.
anniversary tour at the Rose Bowl
Yeah.
recently, and I thought Springsteen was the best concert ever. They
Until
were
you saw U2?
Yes.
Yes. When it comes to playing in a stadium, I don't think there's anybody better than U2.
And Joshua Tree is a great album.
And if you're gonna see something like that, where they're gonna do something special for you, like we're gonna do something special for you and 100,000 people tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
for sure.
and I would say my first concert ever was the Rolling Stones at the LA Coliseum back in 1989-ish. It was the Steel Wheels tour.
Oh yeah.
And they had Guns N' Roses
Yep.
open for them. And I was there that night that Axl Rose was number one late
Yep.
and so trashed that he fell off the stage.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
And our car did not get stolen.
that's
Because back
also
in the day,
pretty
you would
epic
have
at
to
the Coliseum.
park-
You
yeah,
had to park in someone's yard, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And by the way, speaking of the Coliseum, I was at the last ever LA Raider game, December, Christmas Eve, 1994. Raiders Chiefs, Jeff Hostetler, the quarterback for the Raiders, Joe Montana, the quarterback for the Chiefs. Whoever won that game was going to the playoffs. Montana and the Chiefs won. Last LA Raider game ever
In the Coliseum.
In the Coliseum
Yeah.
as LA Raiders.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
I saw Bo Jackson at the Coliseum.
Oh,
That was-
my favorite Raider.
Yeah, hands down.
My wife got me a Bo Jackson cameo for my birthday this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's
What did he
pretty
say?
He's like, "Hey, David." He's like in his kitchen at his kitchen table,
That's
and he
funny.
told me like a great story about like being with the Raiders, getting tackled on the sideline of a visiting team and getting like roughed up a little bit. It was great.
That's funny. Is Bo Jackson more famous as a baseball player, a football player, or Tecmo Bowl?
Woo! I'd say Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, for sure. But that falls into the football category.
It does, but it was his
It's
own.
crazy. He was a great baseball player, but
Yeah.
well, I mean, sick
Yeah,
football player.
yeah, he was.
And he never did training camp. He would just show up.
He was probably one of the most physically gifted humans ever to walk the
Ever.
earth.
I heard a podcast with Charles Barkley, and Barkley's from Alabama, as is Bo Jackson. And Barkley said his high school team played Bo Jackson in high school, and Bo was still the same size that he was
Right.
at Auburn.
Yeah,
Crazy.
scary.
Yeah.
Could you imagine him in the UFC?
Oh, man.
Could you imagine Bo Jackson?
do
in the
whatever he
UFC?
wants.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
would have done it.
he would have, right?
Yeah.
If it was around, but like, imagine he would have. It would have been a terror.
Terror.
So
Sorry.
Tool is just looking back on your life and what tools have you picked up along the way that helps you do what you do? Or another way to look at it is if you look back, what would you tell your like younger, like 18-year-old self? Some advice.
Honestly, like the biggest thing I could tell young people is never take no for an answer, because I had so many people tell me no, your voice isn't right, no, you'll never get there, no, have a backup plan. Just believe in yourself, and if you really put in the work, then just keep going. But you can't just be kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I've missed a lot of family weddings, different things I've missed because of this, and you have to be all in.
Yeah.
I think Kobe, I hate to evoke Kobe's name because I think people do it too much these days, but he said it right. It's like you have to sacrifice, be all in. It's
Yeah.
not, and when you say all in, it's yes, miss a wedding, yes, miss a birthdays. You have
Yeah.
to miss. You have to miss family things to get where you want to be.
Kobe is someone that I go to all the time when I think about this stuff, and he is actually the perfect example, because when you do listen to him talk about stuff, he was notorious for being the first one in the gym, last one out.
Yeah.
Every day, and for the next best guy in the NBA was practicing that one shot in that same spot, say 10,000 times. He did it 100,000 times.
Right.
And he knew it. He knew that's what it was to take to be the best. and like and you watch him, whatever, you know, he would just practice a shot, do 100,000 times, and then you'd see him in the game and he'd hit his spots, and like he couldn't miss, you know, like that's that parallel to life, like, you know, like systems and that whatever that is that you set into your brain, that's like, if I gotta have this and I gotta go and I gotta, you know, gotta put the work in.
Gotta have it.
Yep.
Like when I was pulling shopping carts, going to school, interning, gotta have it.
Yeah. Right.
Gotta have it. Like there was nothing more important to me than reaching my goal. It took a little longer too because I wouldn't leave LA, but
the competition is fierce here.
Yeah. The journey was worth it. And honestly, like still to this day, you know, I remember Eric Karros, who played for the Dodgers, all-time LA Dodger home run leader. He always talked about getting to the major leagues is tough, but staying is even tougher. Yeah. And in my position right now, it's great that I got here, but it's even tougher to stay. Yeah. And I'm not letting anybody take it.
Right. That's awesome.
It's awesome. Well, cheers.
Cheers to
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys. This is great.
Thank you so much.
Looking forward to being here, John.
Yes.
We're making radio magic on February 17th.
Making radio history.
That's right. Dodger Talk. Greg Bissonette and an unnamed Dodger. To be determined.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love Tarantula Hill. Honestly, great place. Great place to bring family, friends. I would come here anytime.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.